we're good.
Okay, okay, got it. I just want to make sure that we're being live. Okay, perfect. All right, so welcome again, everybody. We are playing today with the Everyday Adventures scrapbooking kit. This scrapbooking kit is awesome because it has a variety of pieces, basically all you need in one template set to create so many different layouts, pages, designs. So that comes with this border set, the A and B. So 7 and 8 of Everyday Adventures. Really fun. It's a really fun border because it has like the waves, but also the, you know, the peaks, the bracket points on each end. And so it gives a lot of movement and playfulness to this set. So there is the border. And then, like I said, this set is really versatile, but because it's, what makes it so versatile is all the different sizes of designer templates in this kit. So you've got the borders. Those are, you know, kind of the framework, I guess you could say, of a layout. Then we have this really cool tag. It's a large size. This gives what we would call a foundational piece that allows you to layer and cluster on top of. You could put photos there, you could put other accessories, but it really gives you a base to add more layers and designs on top of. So that is really fun. And then we have other like medium sizes, I guess you could say. So this is a medium size kind of gear shape, solid shape. And then this one is a little bit smaller with a cutout in the middle. So layer these two together and it gives a really fun, you could do like perfectly, you know, middle on middle, or you could offset it. You could leave that circle out and leave it solid if you wanted. But it's just a really good accent piece. And then we have a smaller star. And then we have this really fun lightning bolt arrow in this kit as well, which adds whole nother element of movement and dimension. So with just these 8 pieces, we're going to go through so many different design options today. And you know, if you did purchase this kit, you were offered the digital idea book as well, full of sketches. And we're going to go over a few of those sketches today, and then maybe we'll kind of break off from that and come up with our own designs as well. But it's just like I said, from these 8 pieces, you can get so many different designs. And that is what is really cool about this set. It's so easy to just pull out some paper, pull out that one template set. You don't need to overthink it by what other accessories do I want, what goes with what. Just pull out the one scrapbooking kit and you will be amazed at how easy it is to put a layout together. So we're going to start with our borders. We usually start with our borders because that kind of gives the framing to the rest of your design. It will determine the setup of the photos, where you might lay the other accessories. So starting with the border is usually always a great idea. So borders can go vertically, they can go horizontally, they can go vertical and horizontal, they can go in the middle, they can go on the bottom, they can go on the top. You can put the waves up, or you can put the straight edge on the straight edge, or you can turn it this way. Often, I mean, there's no right or wrong way to do it, but I often find myself putting the wavy design towards the bottom, just because I like to have the straight edge facing my photos. But you can easily do it in other ways. So I'll show you. So let's see. Let's try. Let's see. We're going to put this one kind of in the middle-ish, maybe the bottom third. And we're going to put this one over here on the edge. Okay. And then, so if you wanted, you could pull out your photos at that point. And you could tuck your photos in the, you know, the wavy edge like that. Or like I was saying before, if I was going to point that down, you know, you might just lay out your photos in a, you know, a basic format. And then you really have that, you know, clean cut framing look. But let me go back to this. We're going to play with this for a minute. Okay, so then if I'm going to tuck photos, a lot of times I will layer. Kind of, you know, it definitely determine your design is going to be determined by how many photos you have, obviously, the size of them. Can you crop them down? Can you not? But often if I'm going to cluster some photos, I will have like a larger size and a little bit smaller size. Just so it kind of gives that playful, you know, you turn them sideways a little bit, it kind of clusters them together, makes them cohesive, and then gives that playful touch as well. So then over here on the other side, let's see, we could go, well, let's see, let's pull out our other pieces, our other everyday adventures here. So we could pull the big tag out over here and use it as kind of a base plate. Like I was saying, you could lay your, you could, you know, it's a nice frame for a 4x4, but sometimes I really like the idea of offsetting. I like layers. I like them to be dimensional up off my page. So I like laying a photo. If I had like a strip effect here, which is kind of what the tag does, to lay a photo the opposite direction, to give that. Then maybe you could pull in, let's see, the other pieces. And you shouldn't feel like you always need to use like every layout you make with this kit. You don't need to use all the pieces. So I really love this arrow and I love it running along a border. Say you had a title over here, it can point to the title. It really gives focus, but it draws your eye as well. So you've got the waves of the border, right? That draw your eye along the photos. And then the arrow just accentuates that and really pulls your eye along the photos, but also focuses your eye on the title and what's happening in the layout. Really gives some fun, just kind of brings it all together. So then you could make it very simple. You could just add on a few stars, right? You could cut out a bunch. You could lay one here. You could lay one, you know, kind of down here. You could put one, you know, in the middle right there. And then to balance it on your other side of your page, you could just make a little cluster of stars, like 3 stars right here. You could tuck another photo, like a smaller photo in there, right? And then do a cluster of stars around like that. And just leave it simple, right? You've only used the border, the arrow, and the stars, and the tag, and it really keeps all your photos kind of in the center, makes them the focus of your page. Now, another fun thing to do is, oh, I'm dropping my piece. So I don't know about you guys, but I often have a lot of selfies. I have a little nephew that lives down the street from me, and he comes over fairly often. He's 5, and all my kids are, you know, teenagers and grown, so they like to play with him, and he'll come over and they always have like one picture, right? So I have use for a lot of one pagers. So I'm going to show you a few ideas here of some one page options with this kit. So you could pull out your border again. You could put it on the side of your page. Again, either you just kind of play with it. That's the whole idea of designer templates. Just keep moving them around, keep playing with them until you come up with a design that you really love. So you could go on the bottom, you could go on the top, but I'm gonna, let's try this on the side. And then the tag is gonna be perfect for a one pager because it's gonna, again, it's gonna draw that focus and give that matting to your page. So if you have a one pager, you could use a 4x6, just a simple, you know, normal print size. But how fun it would be to print, if you had just one picture of an event, to make it into a 5x7 and really make it the focus of your page. You could layer it kind of offset over the tag. You know, you could kind of turn the tag like that. Then you could take your gears, and this kit is awesome for my nephew actually, because he is a busy boy, right? All boys are busy. So you could take the gears, you could kind of tuck them, look at where you have your spaces, right? Where are the gaps? Not that you need to fill all the dead space, but just kind of look at where you want your focus to be. And is there any places where you could tuck a little element, right? So you could layer this over there, you know, or and then make a triple cluster with the star would be cute. You could again add another little, if you had another little close-up shot or something, you could add a little 3x3 down here. Something like that. You could do some journaling. Oh, you know what? This was the other piece I didn't share with you guys. We have a journaling piece. So you could even put that down there, would be cute. This has cutouts for your journaling lines. So you could run a pencil along there. You could run a pen, keeps your journaling straight, which is super helpful. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely cannot write straight in a line. And then you could cut out this tag out of a coordinating color, this little banner right here, and pop it up on top, or you could doodle it in. This is perfect for like dates or the place you were at, or just a simple word that kind of like, you know, like playful or outside or something that coordinates with your, what's happening in your photos. So you could put that down there to add a little journaling, but how quick and simple that is to just throw together a quick one pager with just these limited pieces, guys. It's so awesome. Like the options are endless, and it's so fun to just sit down quickly and just move them around and come up with so many different ideas. All right, so one other idea I was gonna show you guys, well, a couple actually. I don't do it often. Susan definitely does it more often than I do, but I think it's so cute. It's such a cute idea. So often we might get stuck in like the normal, you know, like I said, vertical, horizontal, one up, one down, top, bottom, kind of a thing. But it's so fun as well to layer these across the middle of your page. So what you would do is you would lay, you know, you could kind of offset it if you wanted, which is really fun idea. Something like that. And then you could put, let's see, you could run a row, which I really think is so cute, to run a row of photos across your page. So you could do like 4 4x4s kind of in a line, which is just a really clean look. Let's see, I'm going to use, I ran out of 4x4, so I'm going to use some 3.5s. Pretend these are 4x4s, guys. So you could run, you could either run a strip along there, or you could butt your borders up and up to the top, you know, like that. But then you would just cut. You could use the measurement lines if you needed, but you would just cut on the edge of that 12x12 paper. And then part of it would be on that side and part of it would be on that side, which I think is so cute. It's such a cute idea because it kind of like draws your eye across the break, right? It looks like one full design without, you know, just a unique way to do it. So then you could layer your other things around it. Again, you could put the lightning arrow across it. You could even cut that, you know, cut that where the sides meet up. And it really keeps all the focus in the middle, right? You could tuck a gear over here. You could put you could do a title on this little journaling base. You could do a title up there with some other pieces layered with it. You know, just play around with different ideas, and you could cut a few more of these gears and layer them, balance out that cluster. It's really a good idea to balance out, like offset. If you have a cluster down in this corner, make a cluster up here, kind of balance out your pieces. But it all comes down to, you know, the design you're going for. You could always, you know, add those together, which is always fun. Or you could keep it simple, like I said before, and just do stars, just do the gears, whichever works for you. And you could even, if you had more like little photos, how cute would it be to tuck those in down here? And then your arrow is drawing focus. Sorry, they're all sliding all over. Is drawing focus to those little memories as well. So that was another idea. Really fun. If you haven't tried that, have you, any of you guys tried that? Put the borders across the page, across the middle, and then just cut them. Let me know, because it's a really fun way to do that. All right, and then one more. I'm going to show you a couple just unique ways to use these borders, and then how the accessories kind of play off that. So another one-page idea. How many of you guys do one-pagers? Do you do mostly two-pagers? Probably. But if you play around with one-pagers at all, and the thing about one-page layouts is they could be, well, the thing about two-page layouts is you can pull like one side of it and quickly make a one-pager, right? If you had a sketch from a two-page layout, just duplicate the one side and then it's a one-pager, and it's really easy to do that way. So another fun thing you can do with the borders is put them diagonal across your page. Have any of you guys tried that? I haven't tried it on a two-page layout. It might be kind of, maybe if you, well, let's see. If you did one on this side, you could maybe, oh, that could be fun. You could duplicate it on the other side. So your borders are kind of framing your page at a diagonal, something similar to that. Could be fun. And then you could build your photos in the middle. That could be a fun idea. But the one I was going to show you, let me get rid of that, is again, tipping your border on the side, pulling out a larger photo. Often I don't print larger photos, but I really, am inspired too with this kit, because I think how fun to have a big, you know, my girls take selfies and stuff all the time, but to just really focus on a larger piece of the larger photo. And then you could tuck in a smaller one. So you got large, you got small, and then how cute would be to layer this over the middle. So you have that movement, and then you just add to the movement with your other pieces, right? You could tuck that in. I was playing with this earlier, and I think it's really cute to kind of tuck these eyelids, tuck this up into that. So it kind of, those gears kind of match up a little bit. And then along this straight edge, you could layer a bunch of this gear. You could bring over here, and then, you know, you've got the stars to add in on top. You could put another of this medium-sized gear right here with another star, and just kind of make this kind of decorative edge, I guess you could say, with the gears and the stars along that straight edge. So you've got the movement on this side and then the decoration on this side. You could add a little bit of journaling. Depending on your background color, you could add some journaling in like a white pen, or, you know, any pen you prefer, but it's so cute, like quickly comes together. You could have so many pages made in, you know, a matter of an hour, really, like at least designed, and then you could, you know, put them all together with your paper and that. But this kit, guys, is so fun. So fun. And I'm so glad that some of you guys have had a chance to play with it. Oh, Sonia says she does a lot of one-pagers. Yes, I agree. And you know, I think it's so fun. If I have a limited amount of time, I love doing a one-pager, because you have that immediate gratification that you know, you got to play, you found the time to play, and maybe you didn't have enough time to do a full 2-page layout. But with the scrapbooking kits, you can pull them out and quickly, super quickly, get a one-pager completed, actually done, traced, inked, completed in no time at all. And even, you know, if you have just a little bit longer, you could do a one-pager really fast, or a 2-pager really fast as well. And that's what's so great about these scrapbooking kits. That's why we love them so much, is it takes so much of the overthinking out of it. You just can sit down with the one kit and just play, and it really makes your start to finish creation come together so much quicker, because we've taken that thought process out of it for you. We gave you the border, we gave you the foundations, we gave you the smaller elements to layer on top, and so it all comes together cohesively so quickly. So if you have not picked up Everyday Adventures, definitely I recommend it. If you have, you know, little boys in your life, you have teenage boys in your life, you have girls that are playful as well and love to be outside, or, you know, I was thinking this is great for outdoor adventures, like playing outside and different things, but how cute it would be, like if you have Lego lovers, right? If you have those that love to build things with Legos or wood, or just anything like that, being creative. There's so many options to this scrapbooking kit. You get the different paper, it's going to mix up the look as well so quickly, like all of our products. Change the paper, change the look, and it makes it so simple. So I hope you guys love this kit as much as we do, and we can't wait to see what you guys create. We've seen a few things in the community that have been so cute, and we're so excited to see people creating with it. And so let's see, it was Joni hasn't received hers yet. And Leslie, you're working on it right now, so definitely share with us in the community what you have created. And Robin hasn't used it yet either. So I'm excited to see what Joni and Robin create with this kit. So definitely share with us. Don't be shy. We would love to see it and be inspired. So I hope you guys have enjoyed hanging out with me for a few minutes today. Oh, Linda says this kit makes a great gift too. Yes, it would. It would make a great gift for someone who wants to try, you know, scrapbooking, but maybe is a little nervous about getting fully into it, buying lots of things, right? This kit is the perfect way to get them started. You know, it gives them a little sample of every, you know, all the different sizes, the border, the accessories, the tinies, all those kinds of things. And they can create multiple pages with just the one kit. And what a great deal, right? So much use, you know, out of one gift, and they will love it. So yeah, great idea. It's a great starter. It's a great gift. Definitely a great idea. All right, guys. Well, I hope that inspired you a little bit. Get your creative juices flowing. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Thursday and your upcoming weekend. Hopefully, maybe some of you can pull out this kit this weekend and create along with it. So thanks for joining me today. And we look forward to seeing you and your ideas in the community. And we will see you next time. Talk to you later. Bye.